But now I want to get onto something that back kind of ties in with the college football stuff, and that's the negativity surrounding everything. We are so damn negative overall about everything that it's become very hard and very impossible to just enjoy shit. Right? So one YouTuber, and he's bothered me for years. We've had our personal issues. He's challenged me to fights. He's come at me, blah blah blah. College football's been out a week, and he has put up 17 at least videos just lambasting the game, complaining and whining about everything. Now it seems like he doesn't realize it's a video game. The game is still fun. The game is fun. It's the first year. I mean, and then it's a game. People forget that these are games. You show me a AAA game, a double A game, indie game that releases perfect with no bugs, and I will pay you $1 million. I will take out a loan however I can and pay you $1 million because that's impossible. There's not a single game that has ever been released that you couldn't find one bug in it. Not a single one. And we are in the situation now at this point where that's all we are dealing with is, I get it, negativity sells, negativity clicks. Like this guy has almost 100,000 YouTube subs because all he does is the negative. And I have fallen down that road before where all I do is complain about games or the state or thing or how a game plays or a feature in a game or why it doesn't have this when it has all these 500 great things, but it doesn't have this one thing, and I hyperfixate and focus on this one thing that it doesn't have. We've hit a point where, and I want to lead by example and be held accountable to this, focus on what's good while still being critical. If all you're going to do is complain and be negative about everything, at the end of the day, the developers, I can tell you firsthand, the developers at these studios laugh at you. If your entire shtick is just being negative all the time about anything and everything with a specific company, a specific game, or whatever, they don't take you seriously because you're not adding anything. If you come forward and go, hey, in, I don't know, franchise mode, when you do these couple things, it's not working as it should, and you can break it down and give them examples and constructive, fair feedback, they're going to listen. They're going to look into it, and they're going to try and fix it. I'm not saying everything that gets suggested in these feedback threads from creators who have the ins. I send things to the people that I know, not the PR, but the developers that I know to see if things are being worked on. Not everything can be touched. There's limited time, there's limited hours, there's limited money overall for year-over-year projects. But you're much more likely to get heard if you're going through these types of means and being fair with your criticism as opposed to, posting long 1,000-word posts or 10-minute videos of all you do is you take a screenshot or, I don't know, a featured image of a thumbnail of a YouTube video and go on for minutes about something that is irrelevant, that doesn't matter, doesn't impact the game, or if it's not there, takes away from it being a game. And it's something that I'm tired of seeing. I need to get better at it. We need to get better at it. That's my soapbox. I want to know your thoughts. Do you feel as a whole we're too negative? Are we too harsh? Are we not harsh enough? How do you feel? There's another thing too. I see too many times of developers being directly mentioned or directly emailed or directly attacked. The individual developers, like the junior developers, the mid-level developers, and things like that, they don't make the decisions, guys. At the end of the day, they don't make the decisions. They are doing what they are told to do. Do they have some input on how things go here and there? Sure. Every good company allows input from their developers. Do they make the final call on what gets built for a game? No. No, they don't. And they won't, unless they're a sole developer of the game or whatever it may be. So please don't attack developers. Please. I ask. Don't do it. Because that just makes things worse. I know the industry is already, and this goes back to the layoffs, the industry is already volatile as is and stressful as is, from the developers to the media, the games media, to games PR. That attacking via email, sending death threats, which people say, oh, that never happens. I've gotten them. I have gotten them. I've gotten emails about why I didn't include certain modes in games as if I make the games. I've gotten emails. I got one in 2014 specifically, I remember, and I will always remember. I was told, I love your work, but if you're wrong about something, wrong about this, because I'd put a report. If you're wrong about this, I will find you. I know where you live, and I have a flamethrower to end you. That was an email I had. It was the first time I ever got anything like that, and I just blew it off. I thought it was, what a weirdo. And then I got more over the years, and it gets to the point where you start to hear them, and how many people are... It's very easy to find when you're in this line of work, find out where people live. I don't use a pseudonym. I don't use anything fake. People know who I am. People know where I'm from. And we see this all the time. And I'm not trying to play victim here and say this is just a me. No, this is, if it happens to someone, admittedly in the grand scheme of things, very small, think of how much it's happening. Think of how much it's happening to the developers of these games that millions of people are playing. We have to be better with that. Yeah, we don't know exactly Saber Danger. We don't know what these company leaders are mandating. But don't go after the developers for it. Again, they're more likely to laugh at you if all you do is post negative shit. Like, EA, I'll tell you this much. EA knows this account. They know of him. They know he exists. He gets brought up. Anything that gets suggested that might have been found in his videos is laughed at. It's laughed at. It was a guy who thought Shaq Griffin, the former linebacker from UCF, who had missing hand, lost his hand. He thought it was a glitch in Madden one year and made a whole video ranting about how EA devs are lazy and there's no QA and oversight because he's missing his hand in the trailer. That's who a lot of these people, but that stuff, it's what clicks. It's what gets the people. It's what gets the people, and it's tiring. And we need to see it stop.